Welcome, Doctora Mantecon. How are you today?
I'm happy. I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much. How are you?
I'm good, but I have a lot of questions, and
Okay.
I want you to explain us what does a sexuality counselor do? That's the
Okay.
first question.
Okay. Well, in my particular case, since my background is from medicine, I'm a physician, I'm an MD. I am able to recognize medical problems causing medical dysfunctions. But it can be a person who has the same certification as sexuality counselor, but the background will be probably a nurse, so they will see different aspects. So whenever you see a sexuality counselor, you need to also check the background of that person, because to be able to provide therapy or counseling in regard of sexuality, you have to have a background either as psychologist or social worker, nurse, yeah, a PA practitioner. It can be a physician assistant or a physician. So it depends of the background. In my particular case, because of my background, I can see that, and yeah, that's what we do. We see problems related to sexuality. This is not about sex. We are talking about sexuality.
What's the difference between sex and sexuality?
Well, sex is a word that has different meanings, right? It can be the genitals, it can be your gender, it can be so the physical activity when we
Hmm.
engage in a sex, right? But that's sex. But sexuality is the behavior that expresses how you relate with yourself and with others, meaning that is the behavior that expresses if you are able to have a partner in life, if you are able to masturbate or not, if you are able to engage in a physical sexual activity with other person or people. So in reality, when you talk with a sexologist only, without being a clinical sexologist, because that's my other specialty, clinical sexologist, which is tied to my medical background. But a sexologist encompasses the whole aspects of sexuality, not only the physical sexual activity that we
Of the
call
sex.
sex.
Okay, so when someone will need to go to a sexologist or a sex therapist or sexuality counselor, when do they need
Well,
to go? How to
okay.
identify that?
Yeah, well, I do take care of infidelity cases, um, gender questions. Some people are not sure about their gender identity, or orientation, sexual orientation. I do care of sexual dysfunction, either coming from psychologist issues or medical issues. It depends. And yeah, that's what I do, right?
What's
All
the
type of difficulties or issues in a relationship. Some people, for example, Javier, they are unable to have a partner for different reasons. They are afraid, or they are, you know, suffering from previous experiences or trauma, and so they have difficulties to engage in a relationship with someone. So I do take care of that too as well.
What's the most common dysfunction in sexuality?
In regard of sexual dysfunction, um, probably if we are talking about anatomy and physiology, it will be in the case of the male of our species will be erectile dysfunction. In the case of the female, It can be um, problems with the vulvar response, vaginal lubrication, for example, and problems with sexual desire. When a woman is having difficulty, wanting sex, desiring sex, they don't want to be engaged having sex. In the case of the males, um, is usually because it's tied, is related. The difficulties with the erection and difficulties around the orgasm, the ejaculation. Those are the
Okay.
most difficult, most frequent. Those are the most frequent.
In the population is more often in grown-ups, like, or in younger people.
Well, I'm glad that you asked that because there is a misconception that usually the sexual difficulties comes with age, but it's not true. It's not true. And nowadays, I am seeing a lot of young, in particular, a lot of young males with difficulties, malfunctioning, sexual dysfunction. That's the proper way to say it. But they come saying, I'm not functioning." It's a sexual dysfunction, either related, as I said, to the ability of having an erection or ejaculation, but is also related in both cases with difficulties in engaging in a relationship with someone. And ultimately, a lot of youth, young ones, who are rejecting the binary system of gender. So a lot of questioning in that regard. People who identified as non-conformant or non-binary or rejecting the establishment, queers, they are questioning. So they come for explanations to understand what is happening, and their parents, because they want to
Uh-huh.
know what is happening. Yeah.
So in the erectile dysfunction, is there something related with the pornography, like the effects related to the pornography, and also the size of the penis? Is that a problem with people?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, my understanding of what is happening to this group of young men is related, one, to the exposition to pornography since young age, around 10 years of age. Second, the use of technology to communicate with others. You see a group of young people and they are not engaging in having a chat or talking or, going for an ice cream or something like that. They are just texting, or if sometimes maybe a phone call, but they are not using the personal appearance or in person engaging with another one.
They
And
just want sex, like, right away.
well, I wish. The problem is that they want to have sex, but they don't know how to engage. For example, here in the United States, in particular in Texas, when the students goes to school at elementary and secondary and high school, it is prohibited to engage, to talk in the aisles in the classroom, between the classrooms inside the school. They have to walk in certain way and not talking. So that type of rules, I think that is making an impact in how we behave and how we engage. That on top of the other things, that and now recently with the pandemic that we had,
Mhm.
where the students were, you know without any connection, without any, a lot of families, they completely stayed at home without visiting friends or allowing the children to engage in playing activities. So now we are seeing that some teenagers don't want to go to the middle school or high school, afraid of engaging with others. And there are a lot of challenges because if you are overweight and you are hesitant about your appearance, and you know that, because of the social media, you have to look in certain way, or talk in certain way, or
Yeah.
have the
Meet
outfit.
standards.
Yes, the outfit that they have to wear, and you cannot meet those. That's difficult, and it's a challenge for a lot of students. They don't know, and a lot of schools, they prohibit, being a girlfriend, a boyfriend, instead of encouraging and guiding them, because that's what I recommend to the parents, for them to teach your children how to be in a relationship, how to be a boyfriend or a girlfriend, or how to talk, or and guide them and telling them, do this, do that, talk about this, or in person, not using an electronic media to engage, because that is a different is a challenge for a lot of teenagers
Right.
and
So,
children.
talking about the porn thing, so what are the effects of the porn when someone is growing up watching porn and they have this big challenge of facing the real human being, right? And
Uh,
also, people will take the standards of porn, which is like a big penis or like a long duration of the sexual. Um,
Always anal sex, yes. Always anal sex. Always oral sex. Always. Yeah.
yeah. So,
I
what are the challenges there to change the mindset of the people that is used to all of these videos and all of this content, and they think that that must be their reality? What is the challenge there?
well, to understand that what you see in a screen, either a big screen, a movie theater, or at home, or in your phone, what you see in a screen is edited. Everything is edited, and so it's simulated, it is acted, it is, there is acting there, so you need to understand that they use cameras for the people to look in certain way. They use filters, they use, do you remember there was a movie with Helena, this actress, where the character is Alice in Wonderland. She had a big
Big head.
fake
Hmm.
head. Remember?
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
mean, I don't think that the actress is in real. She doesn't have that hair, right?
a big head right now. Hmm.
Yes, but you see that, and you think that's real. That looks real, And Leonardo DiCaprio was eaten by a bird, and a bear. Um, se me olvidó cómo se dice oso, y esto lo cortas.
Bear. Yeah.
A bird. Leonardo DiCaprio was eaten by a bird, and I mean, I remember seeing, and he had no lesions after that happened, right? But
Hmm.
it looks real, but it is not. So my point is that if you are watching porn, you need to remember yourself. It looks real, but it is not.
It's a
So,
production.
correct. And they are trying to sell a product. And the product is that you engage in watching more porn and thinking that you have the right to watch porn the way and when you want. So we need, as adults, to understand that they are selling us a product, and so we need to disengage from that and trying to, in person, right, uh, have a relationship with someone.
Right, and separate the fantasy that the pornography can give us, or what we can expect from it, and understanding that it's just fantasy and it's not 100% real, and that must not be the standard in our real life.
Correct, correct. It's not the response. It's not the normal. expected response from the bodies of humans. Usually, what we see there in porn.
Yeah. What about the size of the penis?
Okay, it's like the size of the head of this actress. Um, the average size of an erected penis is 6.5 inch. So that's the average. Of course, there will be humans that are taller than others, right? But we have
Hmm.
an average, and so if you see that probably the 100% of the actors that played some type of in porn films
Hmm.
that participate in porn films, I mean, they are chosen because of the characteristics that they have in their anatomy, right? That's the reason they are there working, doing, or filming that type of material. So,
Right.
but let me explain something that is important. Whenever I see a couple where the male has above average size of a penis, the complaint for the couple that comes to my office is because of pain, not pleasure.
Okay.
Pain, not pleasure.
So the size is not related to pleasure at all.
No, no. Usually people, and is it can be male or a female, the one who is engaging with that person who has a long penis. But the
Hmm.
problem is that the discomfort is there, the pain is there, not pleasure. And in the case of a female who has a vulva, the vagina, the length of the vagina is no more than the 3 inches. So why you need a long penis? Maybe 4 inches, and that would be above average. So
Wow.
why you need that? You know. So the problem is that we know that we physicians and therapists, so we offer donuts for them to apply in the penis, in the base of the penis, to prevent from entering that far. So that way they she or he won't have pain because of that. The rectus
Because too much.
has an angulation inside in case of anal sex. So the longer the difficulties or pain that the person can feel.
Yeah.
So it's not related to pleasure, not usually.
And what about if it's smaller than the average?
Well, that represents a challenge because usually the male will feel that is not enough, and usually is associated with low self esteem.
Hmm.
Because it is important, if you are a male, a person with a penis, to remind yourself that if someone is with you, it's not because of your penis. If someone is with you, it's because of you hold you, and that you have, yes, your penis and your fingers and your tongue and your skin and the warmth and
Your
all of
heart.
you. Yes,
Hmm.
all of you to engage with the other. So if someone is with you and it's because of your penis, you are reduced to a part of your body. I don't think that's good for no one. But if you remind yourself that someone is with you because of you, that's a whole different situation and opening to engaging in a relationship, right?
Right. So instead of checking the size of the penis, maybe they need to check on the size of their heart and their mind, right?
Correct. How the person is with you how the person respects you, supports you. The situation, for example, that the other often situation for why people comes to the offer is related to infidelity, related to
Mhm.
infidelity, and it takes a toll. And so, if you are considering that because of your body or because of you are not functioning, the other person is being unfaithful, and then you are blaming yourself, those are reasons as well for sexual dysfunction. Infidelity is a huge part of the reasons why people come to my office. Yeah.
Is that something that they can fix, like
What do
going
you
through
mean?
infidelity? Like they
Oh,
can
you
go
mean
through
that
that?
if you mean that if something that a couple can survive, the answer is
Yeah.
yes. Yes, the answer is yes, definitely. If both want to continue in a relationship and understand the reasons, the motives, the why the person was not faithful, then they can survive. The other problem frequent in relationships that I see is violence, being
Wow.
aggressive, intolerant. That's often, and in young ones, non-consummated marriage. They can not have sex despite being married. That's for heterosexuals usually. Yeah.
Hmm.
So, so it's a broad spectrum of conditions because, as I said, my specialty is not about sex. It will be easy. You put A on B or on C, or you put B on A or C, and so
Hmm.
that's it. Or with toys or without toys. No, I'm talking
Yeah.
about engaging. I'm talking about sexuality. I'm talking about the relationship, your ability to enjoy your body, and feel the pleasure that your body is given to you, and the ability to share that pleasure to another person. That's sexuality. So if
Right.
you are unable to engage, to have a partner in life, a boyfriend or a girlfriend, well, I'm here to help. That's important.
That's awesome, Dr. Mantecon. So, for instance, like, how can they reach you? How can they get like an appointment with you if people need help?
Oh, yeah, it will be my website, it will be my phone, and you can text me. If I am in front of a patient, I won't answer, but I will answer.
Mhm.
Or you can send a email, and I will contact you to see how can I
Right?
help.
Is there also like Zoom over Zoom, or is just in person? How is the counseling with you?
Oh, no, we are taking advantage of all the media. Since before the pandemic, I started giving telemedicine to people whenever they are. But if they live locally, yes, I have an office here in Texas. And yeah, but if you are outside of this town, yes, definitely via telemedicine, using um, any of the media that we have, yes, either
Okay,
Zoom or Google accounts or yeah,
that's great.
different
Well, thank
options.
you very much for solving all of these questions that I had, Dr. Mantecon, and it's been always like a pleasure talking to you.
Same wise. Thank you for your time, Javier. See you soon.
See you soon. Bye bye.
Bye bye.